Hey everybody, Jay here from Modern Mississauga, and as you can tell from the big rock in the background, I'm actually not in Mississauga shooting this. I'm in Scottsdale, Arizona with Honda Canada for the launch of the all-new 2018 Honda Clarity plug-in hybrid. Let's take a good look at the side of the vehicle. It definitely has the Accord-ish kind of shape. There is a rear wheel cover, partial cover actually, and that's just for wind resistance. So instead of having the wind churn into the rear wheel well, they put that cover there, just enough of a coverage to have the wind go past it. We'll get into a little more of the aerodynamics very shortly, but just a quick side view of the car. So up front, this is where you do your plugging in. I can't open it without going into the front. There's a button right there, the plug-in button. So we'll give that a quick push, and that pops that open, and fairly standard stuff there. There is a gas tank on the rear, which holds surprisingly 26.5 liters of gas, and with a range of almost 550 kilometers, that's pretty remarkable that you're using such a little amount of gas to go such a long way. But that's the advances of modern technology. I wanted to show you the rims here. So they're 18-inch rims, and there's a plastic add-on to them. It's that thing right there. It bends, you know, because you can't really bend things on an alloy wheel. And the reason they're added on, it's for additional aerodynamics. So it still looks kind of cool, but it's just a plastic part that gets put on top. Very, very lightweight, but it definitely helps with the fuel economy as well. Let's go around the back. Actually, no, I'm gonna take that back. Let's stay in the front for a sec. And right there are the air dams. There's the air curtains, sorry. So instead of the air getting slammed here and going around, it goes through here. And I think I can get the shot in there. So right there, where my finger is, there's another air curtain. So air gets pushed through that way. Again, it's all about the fuel efficiency and keeping it as favorable as possible. So that's it's, some people like the cover, some people dislike the cover. From what I've heard today, and from pictures people have seen before, the American version is out. I don't mind it, really. For me, it's complete function over fashion, 8 days a week. If you can give me phenomenal fuel efficiency, which this one does, goes as low as the low twos, electric 4 liters per 100 kilometers. It's fantastic. I don't care. And you could put polka dots and zigzags on that. Does not matter to me one bit. Go around the back of the car. I like the look of the lights. Has that Civic-ish kind of look to it as well. Similar to the Civic, there are the fake air dams there, but you know, whatever, no big deal. So this is the top trim, the Touring edition. So you got the Touring badge right there, and the plug-in hybrid badging there. Open up the trunk, and it's got a surprisingly large amount of space back here. What's my number? I think it's 453 liters of cargo space back here. It's really, sorry, 439 liters. My scribbles, yeah, 439 liters of cargo space. And you also have this down here as well. So if you want to put, I don't know, whatever it is you want, and that's small and fits, you can definitely do that back there as well. So let's close that part up, and hopefully we won't lose too much of the shape of the car here. Let me back up. So that's just the passenger side, same as the driver's side, same air curtains, same wheel covers. Just to go back to the rear look of the car, it's sharp, it looks good, it's conservative. It's not Toyota-esque where it's all a bunch of folds and creases and all that. I know I try and keep my videos around the 10 to 12 minute mark, but there's a lot to say about this because it's a brand new vehicle. So as you can see probably in the YouTube timing, this will probably end up being closer to 18 to 20 minutes. So we did the sides, we did the back. Taking a look at the front, Ontario cars will have the license plate up front. This car was got BC plates on it, so there's no front plate. But the day runners are LED, and they run down this way, which is kind of cool. And then you have your LEDs up front as well. Kind of a cool look, very Acura-esque with the not quite specific jewel lights, but it definitely has the different sections with that, and that looks very, very cool. Nice big Honda logo up front. And I think that wraps up the exterior of the vehicle. We did the plug-in, we did the wheel covers, we did the air curtains, wipers right here. They fold outwards instead of going just to cover one side. No sunroof because sunroofs are heavy, and that, again, we're gonna keep going back. It's the power to weight ratio and increasing fuel economy as much as possible. Sorry, decreasing, no, increasing. Yeah, you want the most fuel economy. Sorry, I got myself confused there for a sec. Okay, here's one more look at the outside, and we'll be right back. Here's the mountain. Yeah, I'll be right back with a look at the inside of the all-new 2018 Honda Clarity plug-in hybrid vehicle. And we're back with the 2018 all-new Honda Clarity plug-in hybrid vehicle. The reason that the back door is open, I wanted to show you quickly the rear seats and how they fold down. And there's also a pass-through there as well. So with the seats up for a sec, it's 60-40 split. So the one thing I'm not a big fan of is most cars, there's a little button here or here or here to get the rear seats to come down. Instead, you got to go around to the trunk, pull that releases it, and then you pull it down like that. Minor thing, not the end of the world, but just a bit of an observation. Shut the trunk. So the rear seats, it's pretty comfortable for three people. Yes, the middle seat's not going to be great for anybody, but for the most part, the left side, right side are fairly comfortable. And I sit with my seat all the way back, and there's a fair amount of space. You know, I would sit in the car for a few hours and go on a road trip, if that's what it came to. So pockets back here, as well as a bit of a snack pack from my good people at Honda. The people in the back, there is a cell phone holder on either side. I can't put my phone in here now because that would kind of be a little silly because I'm recording this on my phone, but anyways, that's what it's there for, and you can see how far where my fingertips are. So it's about the size of a phone. You won't get those big massive Apple iPhones in there, but no, hey, whatever, it's okay. There's just a speaker there. Speakers kind of all throughout the car. Decent sound system. Again, no sunroof because sunroofs are heavy, and oh, there I am in the reflection of the mirror, better get out of there. Yeah, so no sunroofs again, just to reiterate that. Good fit finish, power outlet back here, and you got your air vents as well. Show you a quick look at the inside of the car from the front side. Oh, I should have straightened that steering wheel up. Anyways, it's clean and it's modern and it's really cool. And oh, there are my fingerprints on the screen. Anyways, I love the look, and it's kind of like a floating middle console with the gears. We'll get into that a little more maybe in the next minute or so. But the rear seats look pretty good. I really like that you can adjust the height of the middle headrest because visibility is always important. So yeah, that's that. So what we're gonna do now is jump out of the rear of the car and jump into the front of the car. That's a little better. So just to give you a look at the front side, on the passenger side, there's a map and charging cable, but you get the general idea of what it looks like. Start button is right there. Because it's a hybrid, it's nice and quiet. So oh, that's a lot of music. Oh, no volume knob. No volume knob, I don't like that. Anyways, that's the fastest way to do it. Instead of doing that. So let's put the map on. Anyways, let's start up here. So that is your battery level. It started out this morning. It was full. I know it says 12.6 miles. I've had to reset it a couple of times. And I've gone through a tiny bit of gas. Probably not even a quarter tank. Anyway, so from what I recall, I did 80 miles on my first go around, 60 miles on my second, and 12 on my third. So 80 and 60 is 140, 152 miles using the battery. Range on the battery, I believe, is 74 miles. Sorry, 74 kilometers. Sorry, I get my metric and imperial mixed up. Sorry, 74 kilometers of range on average. That's what it's rated at, but you push down hard on the gas pedal, it's going to affect it. You got more weight in the car, it's going to affect it. You got your heating, your hots, your colds, your heated seats on, going to affect it. So you drive nice in perfect weather, you'll probably get close to 74, if not 80. Realistically, I'm gonna guess that number is going to sit around the 60-65 mark. So it's a 1-speed, 1.5 liter engine. 1 speed because that's what hybrid vehicles do. So when you run your gas pedal and you get the car going, that's your power band, and that's what's going to show as far as what you're doing and how fast you're going. You get past here, and that's the gas engine that kicks in. You could realistically do some good coasting and predictive driving and be able to keep it in the electric vehicle mode as much as possible. Wealth of information here as you go through. So that's where I was. So I'm averaging about 48.8 miles per gallon, which it wasn't too bad. It was a lot higher throughout the day. But again, different drive routes. We did some in the city, some in the rural areas of Arizona as well. Again, I like the layout of the dash. It's nice and easy. That gives you your gear. And another cool thing is, as you're driving and you want to slow down, you don't have to hit the brakes, which are down there. You can hit they're not paddle shifters. Instead, what they do is kind of like a BMW i3. You tap it up to 4 times, and it slows the car down, and it gives you the regen braking, boosting your battery up. Not a dramatic amount, but every little bit counts, especially in a plug-in hybrid vehicle. So that kind of lays out the front end for you. Let me take a look at my notes and see what else. Oh, right, the reason that there's so much cargo space, the 439 liters, is because the battery runs along the bottom of the car as opposed to being vertical in the back seat or in the trunk on its own. So good job on Honda for designing that. Power-wise, we're at 181 horsepower for the gas engine, 103 for the electric, 212 combined. Yes, I know that 181 and 103 isn't 212, but with hybrid vehicles, that's just kind of how the formula goes as far as finding the combined amount. Apple CarPlay and Android Auto are standard. We did the 18-inch alloy wheel, Aero wheel, AERO. It's an 8-inch touchscreen. I know that there's not a volume knob there, and that's fine. The designs for this car are based off 2015, which is why there's no volume knob. But I'm pretty sure in the next couple of years there'll be one integrated. The top touring trim model gets suede. I don't mind it. I'd take the piano black, which is right there, instead of the suede. It might feel a little weird texture wise. But hey, that's that it looks good, and that's really all that matters for most people. Personally, I like the piano black, which is right there again. But hey, that's me. I don't mind the suede. You have faux wood finish here and as well here, which looks really, really sharp. Leather seats, very comfortable. Good side bolsters, good thigh bolsters as well. So that's the thigh bolster. So yeah, that's what the side bolsters look like. So they're a good few inches, so they'll keep you in place as you're running around wherever it is you run around. So we did that. I have a note to go to page 18, and what would be on page 18? That's the horsepower. And there is more power in this than the Prius Prime or the Chevy Volt. Sorry, I should have mentioned torque. 232 pound-feet of torque, 212 combined horsepower. So strongest one out there that's not something made from a gentleman named Elon Musk. Anyways, I digress from that. We went over the wood. Vents for your face are up here. I wasn't sure about them because they're angled down, but they made it so that it goes up pretty far, and that's again always a good thing. Let's get to what I like the most about the car, and that is the lovely floating center console aspect to it. So gear shift is buttons because it clears up a bunch of space, and I'm just going to open the door for a second to show you just how much space you have under there. So that's a fair amount. It's fairly wide. The folks at Honda said you can slide an iPod in there, also known as an iPad. You could probably put a few iPods in there. So you could probably squeeze a purse in there, and you know what, you can put your phone in there, put some other things. Your USBs and whatnot are here, as well as the other side, and you got your power outlets there. But it's very, very functional, very smart, and just has a cool, elegant look to it, especially with the wood trim. Sorry, faux wood trim. I really, really, really like it a lot. Center console, or center armrest, fair amount of space in there. I like that they didn't put any of the USB plugs, connector things in there. It's hard to get to. You're fishing around, but this way you just kind of, you can see exactly where it is, and it's less guesswork as far as getting the cord into where it needs to be to get your phone charged or whatever appliance or device you are using. There's your trunk release, there's your gas tank release. Your safety stuff is here. That's where we talked about the plug-in door and your lane keep assist and your other couple of things, and your traction control on and off. The car has Honda Lane Watch. If you don't like it, push that button and it shuts off. So just a quick look. So I'll put it up, and that's what's behind me right now. And now it's off, and it goes back to the screen. On. That's what you get, and that's through that little nub at the bottom right of the side mirror, which is a camera. Another cool touch, pretty fancy for Honda. That's how you open your glove. Oops, that's how you open the glove box. Nice, soft open. Very, very cool. I like that. It's also easier instead of having it right in the middle and having to lift up and reach over. Very smart, very cool from Honda right there. I really, really like that a lot. I think that wraps up the car. I really like it. I'm happy Honda did this, and interestingly, there is a Honda Accord hybrid coming, and some people asked, well, if you have a Honda Accord hybrid, why do you have this? But Clarity is going to be its own standalone brand, and there's a few things coming up in the future for it, which we'll just have to wait and see about. The other thing I wanted to mention and touch on is price. So there's two options here as far as price goes. The top end of the two options is the plug-in hybrid touring model, which is what I'm in. So the difference between that, which is $43,900, and the base, which is not a base, we'll just call it the other trim, for $39,900. The difference is, for the slightly higher price point, you're getting satellite-based navigation, leather seats, leather wheel, the suede dashboard trim, which is right here again, looks very cool. Home link remote system and Sirius XM. And the best thing is, in Ontario, you want this car, it's not going to be $43,900, it's not going to be $39,900, which are the two price points. You knock off $14,000 out of that, and you're eligible for the full rebate. Which is pretty phenomenal. So, you know, this, let's call it $39,900, $40,000. That turns into a $26,000 car. So pretty good savings there. It's not quite half, but it's a pretty hefty amount. And if you're in BC, you get the $5,000. If you're in Quebec, you get the $8,000. Sorry, I didn't mention the battery size. So it's a 17 kilowatt battery, 547 kilometers combined range, and 26.5 liters of gas will fill the tank. I think I mentioned that, but not the 17 kilowatt battery. Anyways, I think that wraps up the car. I'm very, very happy with it. I like what Honda's done by creating this. It's not high end, but it's definitely, you know, an upper class vehicle. You seat 5, one of the few plug-in hybrids you can actually seat 5 people in comfortably, at the very least 4 with the option for 5, unlike some of the other ones out there. There's the high amount of torque gives you a lot to pick up. It feels good. It's good. It's great to drive. And just the range itself is going to be the real deal maker here for them, and it's going to help them stand out. And I hope they move a lot of units of this. Yes, I know that in Ontario we don't have a full suite of charging stations. But the more we move to the electric side of things, the closer we'll get to that. And there's still a fair amount of charging stations right now. All you got to do is kind of just take a look for them as well. Anyways, here's the final look. Why isn't that in focus? There we go. That's some better focus. So from sunny, scenic Scottsdale, Arizona, it's Jay from Modern Mississauga. Thanks for watching. Any comments, you know how to get in touch with me through the comment section or jay@modernmississauga.com. And yeah, stay tuned for the next review. I think I'm going to take this for a full week over the next couple of months, and I will come back. Oh, there is something that is not a Honda, that is an Isuzu. Anyways, I will take this for a full week, and if you have any questions, I'm happy to address them and answer them. So again, thanks for watching, and stay tuned for the next video. Hey everybody, just one other quick thing that I did the outside to the inside, just to give you an idea of what my mileage was actually like after a full day of driving. I did 265 kilometers. I have 460 kilometers left, and my average is 5.4. I depleted the battery completely throughout the day. I put it in sport mode for the last half hour, just to kind of get a good feel of what the car can do. There's lots of pickup in the car. I know I didn't touch on driving feel and impressions, but it's smooth, and the flip over from the battery to the combo to the gas it's not as loud as some people may think, and it's quieter than most hybrids out there. But just the phenomenal 5.4 liters per 100 kilometers on a 26.5 liter tank that I've done 265 kilometers. I know I just said that, but the range left is 460, and I've barely dipped into the gas tank at all. If you work relatively close, maybe 30-40 kilometers away from where you live, you could kind of, in essence, rarely use any gas in the car. Anyways, just wanted to touch on that. Their handling and steering feels good. The acceleration is very brisk when you're in sport mode. Not as brisk in the EV mode or the economy, which is standard mode. But it's a hybrid. You're not buying this thing to beat somebody off the line. You're buying it for fuel efficiency. You're buying it for looks. You're buying it for functionality. And these are all things that Honda has done incredibly well in creating an all-new vehicle. Yeah, so just wanted to touch on that. Very happy with driving dynamics, and cornering is good, handling is good, very little body roll. It's a low-to-the-ground sedan, and you won't get much of that. And I'm surprised at how well the Clarity performed for me through a day of driving throughout the desert in both, downtown city congested traffic conditions as well as open road conditions. So hats off to Honda for doing a great job with this new vehicle and for planning a very true to form reflective drive route for me, because the reality is not everybody is going to have all sorts of open road to drive through all the time. One other quick thing, park, reverse is a push button, backup camera, and neutral, and the drive. Because reverse is a button like that, you'll never hit it by accident, and you shouldn't anyway. I hope you don't, but you're smart enough not to. Okay, that wraps it up for real this time. Thanks for watching, and stay tuned for the next video, and let's end off with a picture of me shutting off the car.